Hello friends, this is Bhavatosh here. Welcome to my channel, Perfect Analyst. So today we are starting our analysis, data analysis in Power BI, and we have already initiated this project last 3-4 session. We are working on data cleaning. We are working on data kind of transformation. So whatever the data was not clean, so we have cleaned the data. Now the data is completely ready for analysis. So today's session we are starting directly. We'll work on the Power BI desktop to analyze the data, to create a lot of charts, graphs with respect to the requirement that is given by the clients. So let's get started. I hope you are able to see my screen. Before start of the analysis, you make sure that you check certain points. So I have given some checklist here for the any Power BI project. Try to get the business requirement documents if it is available with the either business analyst or project manager, where all the project objective, the high level project requirement will be available. You will get a lot of ideas. So what kind of project this is, what is the objective, what is the end objective of the project. Second point is make sure that the data set is available to you, whether it's a source is maybe different like Excel, CSV, or SQL. Number 3 point, you also have to make sure that the data set is cleaned. You have already completed the data transformation. So all these steps, data transformation and data set clean, we have already completed in my previous videos. If any one of you have not seen that video, you can go and check those videos to understand how you can clean the data. So what kind of steps involved in data transformation. Last point is very important, the relationship building between various tables. If you have multiple tables or multiple data sets in different sheets or different Excel spreadsheet, and there are a lot of common parameters which is joining those tables. Okay, even if there is no common parameters, you have to create that parameters and by checking with your project manager or the client, because we believe in every project there must be a link between one data set to another data sets most of the cases. So we need to make sure that the data set is cleaned and the data is ready for data modeling. Data modeling means the relationship between the different data sets. I have already created a video what is data modeling and what are the steps involved in data modeling, how you can do. Very simple data modeling I have done. There may be complex data modeling where they use schema type data modeling. So we'll have a separate session for that. Please make sure that you completed all this before going for analysis. In this project, we'll start the data analysis and also we'll start with the data modeling, because this project doesn't have many data sets. It's a very simple project. You may not need data modeling to create the relationship between various tables. But when we start with a very complex project, a lot of data sets are there, a lot of tables are there. You need to connect those tables. In that case, definitely you have to do data modeling. This is a very important part of Power BI project. Okay, so let's start with the analysis. So there are two sheets I have loaded. One is ABC University publication data, unique paper and title data. Here the problem is the column headings is not proper. So I'm going to edit this query. So it is a Power Query Editor. Now I'm using this huge first row as a headers. If I click here, what will happen? The paper ID and title will appear in the first row as a header. Now I'm going to close and apply. Here you can see some changes now. It is reflecting the paper ID and title. Now this is fine for the analysis. So this is the final report that, or the structure of the report. We are going to build this report. There may be some changes in the numbers here because I have just taken the part of the final report and I am doing that. So the numbers may not exactly match. You just try to understand only the concept, how I can build this type of report. Here a lot of parameters or key performance indicator I have shown. So this is the title, publications analysis of a university, and I'm going to show this report first. The left hand side, the year wise trend, PM publications, GS, UGC, total, SCS, and WS. So we'll try to create this first, and then we'll move to other chart and graph. So once you loaded the data, first thing you have to do is the data modeling part, because this data is there are only two tables, so it is very easy. There are some project where multiple tables or data sets will be there, that will be a little complex. So in this data modeling, what we do is we just try to map or try to bring the relationship between two tables. Here if you can see in this, there are two tables, ABC University publications, and another is unique paper and title. So the common here is the paper ID. If you see here, there is a paper ID also presented here. So I'm going to map this paper ID here. So this is the many to many relationship where I'm using this many to many for both side. Okay. Now a relationship is created between these two tables. Now I'm going to the desktop, the report view, and first thing I want is the year wise trend. Okay, so not year wise trend, but each year information like 2018, 19, 20, 21. So for this, I am going to use slicer to visual gallery. That is a option called slicer. So once I click here, it will appear here, and I want the year information to be displayed here, right? So I will click year. So once you click year, slicer is created for different year from 2018 to 2023. But I don't want like this. I want in a kind of table format. So I'll be using this table here. Once you click table, it will show you the list of years, and this is in vertical, right? So I want this to be in horizontal. If you see here, it is in horizontal. So for that, what I will do, I will just tricks, and I'll bring this rows to columns. Now this year is changed to horizontal, and the size is very less, so I want a little bigger size. For that, I'll go to properties, sorry, visual, I'll I'll go to the column headers. So these column headers, right? I'll change this bigger size. Now the size is little bigger. So this is your year wise information from 2018 to E3. Okay, all this formatting and all we can do later. First thing we'll try to build this report minimum. Then we can do the formatting, coloring, sizing and all. Next thing we want is this information like publications of each databases. First is total publications. Here how to get the total publications. We have a paper ID, the unique paper ID, right? So whatever the number of unique paper ID we have, that is the total number of publications. So to do that, I will create a card here. Okay. So how to confirm this number? How much number it should come? I'll just open this Excel sheet, project sheet. So the unique paper ID, that should be your number of papers or number of publications. So here we have total 9389 publications, but there are many repetitions here. One ID presented many times. So we need to remove that duplicates here. I'll take this in a separate sheet, try to remove the duplicates. Whatever the number counts, that should be your number of publications. So here we have 2987. So this should be your number of total number of publications. How to find this number? For that, we have to use a measure. Again, this is very important to how to create a measures and what is measures. This may be asked during the interview. What is the difference between calculated columns and measures? Measures you are creating here to find out the number of or the total number of papers. So this will be your unique ID, right? Unique ID will be your total number of publications. So the formula you have to use is distinct count of the unique ID. So I'm going to use distinct count of the paper ID. Okay, this is the paper ID. So what does it means? I'm going to count the total number of papers from the paper ID. So there are many paper ID duplicates are there. So I'm going to remove all those duplicates and finding a unique ID. That is the total number of papers. So function is distinct count of this column, paper ID column of ABC University publication data table. Close. Now enter. So you have created a new measure here. This is the new measure. Now if I'll bring this unique ID here, it will give you the number 2987, right? So same number we found here, 2987. So this is the total number of publications or the total unique paper ID. I'm going to create a title here, total publication, right? So this is created. I want this little alignment horizontal in center. So it comes to center, and I don't want the below information unique ID. So what I'll do, this is a categorical level. So I'm going to remove that category level here. I will off it. It is on now. It's off. The moment you off, this information is gone now. So this is done. This total number of publications, the number you found. Okay. Now if you can change here from this is for the total. If you want to know only for 2018, click here. You'll get for 2018. This is for 2019. This is for 2020, 21, 22, 23. So it is changing based on the year information, right? Now what is the next? Next is the SCS publications. Now what is the next? Next is the SCS publications. The same measures or same formula you have to use here for SCS publications. So you have to take a new card, bring here. So this is done total publications, right? Now we are going to find the total number of SCS publications from this sheet. You go back here, column for SCS. So I want to find how many number of papers that is presented here. So in this, wherever you find this number, it means it is presented in this database. There are some blanks also here. That means it is not presented. Here we have around 4233 count is there. But again, there are some duplicate values or the same paper ID is presented. So we don't want the same, we don't want to count the same paper ID multiple times. So we need the unique SCS count. Let's say here, first thing I have to remove this blank and found around 4232 is filled here. Okay, this is the including your duplicate paper ID. This is the number 4232. But I don't want the duplicate values also. I want unique values of SCS. So here I am going to remove those duplicate here. So this is 4232. So here how we'll find is here 2981, 2981, 2981, three times present, but I need only one count out of this. So how to do in DAX functions this step? For that, what I did is, so first I will find what is the how many number it should come. So I just take this count 4232 taken here, remove the duplicates. So I found around 1343 count. So this should be your count for Scopus. Okay, so next step is total SCS. Here I created a measure. If you go here, so I will explain you what is the meaning of this DAX functions. First thing what I did is to know the SCS count, I have calculated distinct count from the paper ID. Okay. So this is the distinct count of the paper ID. Remove this one. So total 93839, right? So out of this 9389, how many are unique I found first? Okay, this step. Then not is blank. Out of that unique ID, how many are blanks? Okay, how many are blanks? If you here click here, is the blanks 5157. So the meaning of not here means I have excluded this information, this blank information from the unique ID. So logically, I found 9389 right initially, and 9389 minus 5157. So it will come around 32. Show you 389, 9389. Then I have excluded the blank using the DAX functions. It will be 5157. I'm just explain you how that number comes. Okay, so that will be easy for you. It's minus. So 4232. So this is your number initially came, right? Now go back here. So from there, second the distinct count. So from 4232, what is the distinct count I found? I found which I've calculated here, right? 131343. So this is the number it should come here when you use this DAX functions. So I'm just going to click over here now 1343. So this is the total number of SCS papers 1343. I'm going to use this title here. SCS publications. Here horizontal element center. So it comes on center. I don't want this SCS. So I'll remove this category label here off. Okay. So this is your SCS publications. What is the next? PMGS UGC. So the same formula you can use here, same DAX functions to get those numbers. Next comes WOS. So I'll create a new measure. WOS. So what is the formula? Calculate. Function of calculate. I want the distinct count. Function of distinct count of unique ID, paper ID, and I'm going to exclude those blank from WOS. So this is done. This WOS measure is created. we use this card function. So the number here, so this is 951. Title, I'm going to use the title here, WOS publication. I don't want this WOS to be displayed here. Remove this category level of this is created. So next is PubMed. This is for PubMed, right? So I'm creating a new measure for PubMed. So calculate, function of calculate, distinct count, same, paper ID. So I'm going to exclude, not blanks. Blanks, then PubMed. So we have three more parameters here: GS, UGC, and PM. So we are using the same formula. So we have created a measure for publication PubMed. This is the measure for PubMed. So I'm going to use the same here. So I'm using this visual gallery card. So in the card I'm using this PubMed measure. This is the number for PubMed 554. I am doing the repetition here. The same. I want that one title here. Title. This is for what title? This is for PM publications. So I'm using this title text as PM publications. So I'm doing the same thing just like I did for other publications. Putting in center, removing this category level of. So this is your PM publications is completed. Stage. We have two more. One is UGC and one more another is GS. So two measures you have to create. GS, right? Listing count of paper ID, not. Then we have is blank. So this is GS. So I'm using this visual gallery card. So I'm using another card for showing this GS number and GS. Here automatically sum of GS is coming. I okay. Oh sorry, not GS. This number. Yeah, 2579. The title GS publication. Horizontal alignment center. I'm removing this category level. It's off. Now this is number is ready. This is the count for GS publications. So same thing. The last options we have for UGC publications. So I will create another measure for UGC publications. You see, same formula. Calculate the function of calculate listing count of the paper ID. I'm removing all this blank function blank. Then we have UGC. So UGC is created. This is the measure for UGC. I am using the visual gallery card. Then using this UGC measure, this is the number. Okay. Title I'm using the headings as UGC publications. Okay. Putting this as center, removing the extra information like UGC below, category level of this is done. Arrange this one. So let me arrange like this. PMGS UGC. Total SCSWS. SCSWS. So we have completed this part. If you can see here, this part is over, and we'll continue our other section in the next video.